Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay. So what we are going to do is we're going to, so what ended up happening is I broke a spoke, okay? I broke a spoke and the nipple actually broke. Actually, I didn't break the spoke, I just broke the nipple. The nipple pushed through and it popped my tire. So what I ended up doing is we took the rim strip off, we replaced the spoke. It was this spoke right here, we replaced it. And since we've already taken the rim off, I was like, might as well just true the rim, right? So when we true rims, bicycle rims, right? So the one thing is that you can true your rim with a tire on, you know, with your tire on. But if you have a hop, and a hop is up and down right here, it's harder to true. It's actually really, really hard to true out. But if you want to true from side to side like this, it's you can do it with a tire on. But if you want to take a hop out of the wheel, you got to take the rim off. And what we're going to do is we don't have a bicycle stand, because normally what people use is that they use like a truing stand, right? You put your wheel in it and you true it, right? But we're going to use our bicycle right now. This is one of the advantages of having brakes, is because if you have brakes, you can use, actually not only brakes, but you can use it, you can do it a different way. So what we're going to do is, I already have one on here, but I have a zip tie right here. This zip tie, this one, is going to be our radius of how we true it to see if there's a hop in it, okay? What we're also going to do is we're going to take two zip ties. We're going to take two zip ties, or you can also just use one, but two is probably ideal. What we're going to do is we're going to zip tie this. Okay, so we have a zip tie right here for the hop, and we're going to put a zip tie, we're going to put two zip ties right here. So let's put the wheel on. I'm going to put the wheel on right here. Come on, baby. Okay, so we have this on, have it loosely on. What we're also going to do, okay, so this is also a good point about having brakes, right? So since we have brakes, we're going to connect the brakes back on. So we're going to connect these brakes back on right here. Okay, we have the brakes back on. What we're going to do, we're going to step on the brakes right here. We're going to step on our back brake. And we're gonna align this wheel with the brake, okay? So, you know, because if I were to tighten this, okay? So say I wasn't using this brake method, right? And I was just tightening this, right? Well, the thing is that, see how it wobbles like this? You know, see how it's like this? Well, if you tighten it without having the brakes on it, you could tighten it just a little bit more this way or a little bit more this way. So in order to get it centered, we're trying to center this, right, before we start trimming it, right? So bring this out a little bit. We're gonna take this foot right here, and we're gonna press on our brakes. When we press on our brakes, it's gonna center the wheel. And now you just keep holding on to it, and then you tighten it. So now we know it's not perfectly centered, but we know that it is way centered than it would be if we didn't have brakes, right? Okay, so we have the wheel centered, right? Boom. Wow, dude, this thing's really, 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 really gnarly. I think I bent this rim really bad too. So from here, what we're gonna do, actually, I don't even know why I have this. To be honest, I don't even know why I have this right here. You don't need this one. I guess that might have been for my tire. I'm gonna just cut it off right now. This is when I was testing it out. Oh, darn, this thing's up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a zip tie, just a normal zip tie, and we're going to zip tie it right here. See? I'm going to zip tie it right here. Tight, because we don't want this move. You don't want this moving, right? Because we're going to try and really chew this rim out. Okay, so we have that pretty tight. We can use it like that, and then you want to keep it pushed. You want to push the zip tie to where it's basically hitting your rim. Now look. Now see that? Now we could do it on both sides too. So not only can we, so we're going to take this one, we're going to take this zip tie, we can actually put like 4 zip ties on it. So we're going to put one zip tie right here so we can see the radius of the wheel, right? And honestly, I think I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it right here. So we cut that one off. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. Okay, there we go. This zip tie right here is going to be for our radius. But also we can use the brake pads too. So we'll just use the brake pads itself for the side to side. See, because so how we're going to do that is you want to adjust your brakes. So we're going to adjust our brakes to where it almost is hitting the rim. And to do that, you can, to get the brake pads to almost hit the rim, you can use your barrel adjusters, and you want to push your barrel adjusters out, and it's going to bring these brakes closer and closer and closer. It takes a little bit of finagling. Okay, there we go. Let me do a little close-up view of this. Okay, so I'll show you guys how we have this set up now. This is the setup, okay? So we're bringing it in. Sorry if it's kind of dark. Okay, so see how we have this zip tie? We've cut it kind of in the middle, and you can see my brake pads. If you see these brake pads right here, they're almost touching the rim. Now let's see if I can get a close-up view of this. Now see how like my rim's like super messed up, bro. It is so untrue. I should have trued this wheel way long ago. But that's basically what we're doing. We're gonna straighten this wheel out. This wheel is not straight at all. The thing is that this is actually why we take off our tire, okay? Because with the tire on, sometimes since we use our brakes or something like that, we can get flat spots in the rubber itself. And the rubber itself, if this tire's on there, sometimes it doesn't even look that sometimes it actually looks pretty true, right? But you can really see the wheel now, that it's really messed up. So what we're gonna do is hopefully I could true it out. I honestly haven't trued a rim with the hop out of it in a while. I've actually done it maybe like 4 times. I kind of know how to do it. Where's that tool? Oh, here it is. Okay, so we're going to use a spoke wrench. This is a spoke wrench, and we're going to use the spoke wrench. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring this bike. I'm going to do it right here because I can sit down. Kind of don't want to sit down on the ground. And you kind of see this firsthand right here. Okay, so let me just move this one out of the way a little bit. We can move that one out. So from what I was told, you want to, when you first start truing a rim, right? You want to true the side to side of it out first. Okay? So we're gonna true this side out. And how we're gonna do that is we're looking at our brake pad. So this is our brake pads right here. It's hitting this side right here, okay? So what ends up happening is we either need to tighten this side. So if it's hitting the brake pad on this side, we have to tighten the other side. We have to tighten the spokes that are on this side. If you look at these spokes, there's spokes on two of these sides, right? So if the rim is hitting on this side, we need to bring pressure, and we're bringing pressure and pressuring it over here so it twists the rim that way. Or what you have to do is that this side is too tight and you have to loosen that side. So let's see. Okay, so it's hitting right there. Now here, the other thing is sometimes your rim is just too bent in of itself, so it's hard to even true it. So what we're going to do is we're going to put some pressure. Generally, we're going to work in two turns of the spoke wrench, and then we're going to just see where it is, and you can see it by the brake pads itself too. So even though it's not touching, I can see that it's about to touch right there. So we're gonna continue putting maybe a couple more cranks on a couple of these. A couple of these are loose. You can also feel the tension. You can feel the tension on the spokes itself as well. And sometimes that can help you to gauge how much you have to tighten them. Okay, well that worked really good. So see, you can't even hear it. I'm not even. Okay, so now what we can do, since it wasn't even that bad. So what was wrong was the broken spoke that I had, this black one, was actually a broken spoke, and I had to replace it, right? And so this is what ends up happening. If you break one of these spokes, more tension gets on this side, right? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to adjust the brakes a little bit more so I can get closer into it. So adjust these brakes just a little bit more. So adjusted these brakes a little bit more, and hopefully this is a good view of seeing it. Might have just adjusted it a little bit too much. We're going to bring it back just a hair. Okay, so it's touching on this side. So we're gonna tighten it on this side, and it's touching around these two spokes right here. So we're going to tighten these two spokes. Maybe just one turn, quarter of a turn, maybe just a little bit more. I can feel them. You can kind of start feeling your spokes. Okay, so now it's touching on this side, okay? So we're going to tighten this side over here. We're going to tighten these two spokes, or maybe loosen these other ones. Yeah, these spokes, and you can feel it. See how loose those are? You can feel the tension of them. So we're going to tighten these ones. Which side is that touching on? I can't even tell which side it's touching on. I think it's touching on this side. So we're going to tighten this side over here. Yep, that one's really, really loose. I'm going to tighten these ones. a little bit more. Okay. Alright, now it's touching on... It's touching on that side, so we gotta tighten this side. And it's touching around these two spokes. These four spokes, it's either this side's too tight, which that one feels really, really tight. We're gonna loosen this side, okay? So we're gonna loosen this side so it brings more tension on that side. And I think I actually need to replace some of these nipples because some of these are kind of stripped out a little bit. I think I might have to replace this one. So we're loosening this just a tad. Alright, it's touching on this side, we gotta tighten that side. And it's just this cat and mouse game of trying to figure out how to true this up. I should have done this way long ago. I can't believe I haven't been doing this. Some of these spokes are way too tight. I gotta loosen this. Alright, we're gonna tighten it on this side over here. These ones are loose. Oh, these ones are too tight. And then once we get it done horizontally, we're gonna try and take the hop out. Okay, see now it's way more true. So now since we've trued it like this, now we can adjust our brakes just a little bit more until they start rubbing again. So we're gonna use the barrel adjuster and we're gonna barrel adjust it. We're gonna put some more tension on it. So the brakes come in closer. Pretty simple. It's a simple thing to do. Okay. I think I did too much, but let's push it just a hair back. Okay, let's try and figure this one out. Sometimes it gets a little hard to tell which side it's really hitting on if you have black brake pads. Okay, so it's touching on this side. We need to put tension on that side or loosen this side. This one feels kind of loose. This one's very, very tight. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to loosen this side just a hair. And we're going to tighten this side. I can't tell which side it's hitting on really. Alright, we're going to tighten this side. Which ones are loose? Must be this one. And we just kind of keep doing this back and forth, back and forth. Boom, look at that. Oh, it's way better. Almost got it. Trying to see where it's touching. It's like so minute that I can't even tell which side it's touching on. Touching on this side, I'm going to tighten these ones right here. And this is at the point where it's just so subtle that you only need to tighten it just like a little bit. Or just loosen it just a little bit. these ones are really, really tight. We're going to loosen these just a quarter hair. Let's hit on that. Let's tighten. Oh, yeah, this one's loose. Sometimes when you put a new spoke in, it has to stretch out. Hitting right there. These ones are probably really tight. Okay, so we need to loosen those ones. We need to loosen these two spokes because it's too tight and it's pulling in on that side. So minute. It's like hitting it just a little bit. Let's tighten these spokes right here. And I also have a bend in this rim right here. It's probably going to make the hop a little bit harder to get out. Okay, look at that. We almost got it down. Still hitting right there. One. You can start just seeing it. It kind of takes a while sometimes, and I haven't really been true in my wheels that much, so this thing is super untrue. I mean, it's okay true, but it's not like super, super true, right? So, this is the first time I'm truing this wheel, I think, since I put it on my bike, which is crazy. Something's right here is tight. Man, it's still hitting. So close. Right there. I'm going to tighten these ones. tight. Actually, I'm gonna loosen these ones on this side. Tighten this side. Yep. And you don't have to. I mean, this the thing is, if you're running brakes, I mean, if you're brakeless, you don't need to true your rim this much, right? But I think the thing is also if you ride flatland, right, you kind of want a truer rim, right? Because you want a steady variable, right? Because I know some people, they don't even true their rims, and they're really, really good. Come on, get on there. I'm wondering how bent this rim is. So I think that might also be something that's, because it is bent right here. I gotta. That's the other thing. This rim is bent right here, and it's kind of throwing me off now. I gotta remember that. Okay, let's try and get the hop out now. It's pretty true. It's true. It's pretty true side to side now. I'm just accounting for this bent rim I have up in here as well. So, okay. So what we're gonna do to get the hop out, right, is now we have this zip tie. I can't even think right now, and we're gonna push it down. And oh my goodness, that is so brutal. Look at this. Okay, so push this a little bit closer. Look at this crazy bend I have in this rim. I'm actually wondering how bent I bended this rim. That's where it touches a little bit. Okay, see that? See how it's hitting right there? So generally, okay, this is the thing, okay? If it's hitting on this zip tie right here, we either need to loosen these spokes, or wait, wait. I think we tighten these spokes so there's more pressure getting down, pushed on the rim down like this, right? And we can either tighten this side right here that it's touching on, or loosen this side, right? This is when it gets a little complex, because then, but we have the brakes to kind of keep us aligned. So let's see if we can try and fix this. This is when it gets kind of tricky. And what's also tricky is I have a bend in this rim. So I bent this rim pretty good. I have a notch taken out of here, so. So it's hitting right here, and also you can kind of see where it's, okay, well that's where the bend is. What we're gonna do, since the bend is right here, you can't see it on because it's bent on that side right there, is I'm going to put some tape right there, so I know that this area right here is where the bend is at. Exactly. Because I know that this is going to mess me up. So this one I'm going to kind of maybe not account for it as much. So right there. So we have the tape right there, so we know that that's where the bend is at, where I bent my rim. Okay, so, okay, right here. Right there. Okay, so it's hitting right here, and let's see how many spokes. So it starts with this white one. So this white one all the way to this. So these spokes on both of the sides need to get tightened. And what it's going to do is it's going to push this rim inside, right? It's going to push it down a little bit more because we're putting more tension on these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spokes. So these 5 spokes need to get tightened a quarter turn. Continue to just do this. Dude, my wheel is so out of alignment. I feel like these ones need to get loosened. Oh, I think I bent this rim right here too. Darn. That's what sucks is when you bend your rim. Darn, there's another bend in my rim right there. You know what, this wheels, I need to get another rim, man, because this thing's actually super bent. So I guess we can subtly kind of just try and figure it out. We're not going to get it perfect, though. Okay, so it starts right here. The white spoke here. So like these spokes right up in here need to get tightened a quarter turn. Okay, let's see here. Sorry if this isn't very entertaining. Okay, let's see. Figure this out more. I'm having to battle these bends in my rim. That's the problem too. So, but you can get a general consensus of. So starting with this spoke. Okay, this spoke right here. Oh wow, that's just those 2 spokes right there. That's pretty crazy. It's these 3 spokes right up in here. Like this section needs to get tightened. Quarter turn. Batch tightening them, so tightening this rim right there. Batch tightening it right. Okay. So right at this one. Man, this one is still just not truing out right there. I'm actually going to put another zip tie on that other side. Okay, let's see here. This is our major bend right here. This actually might be a reason why I'm not landing some of my tricks that I've been trying to do, man. That is a brutal dent. This dent right here really did a number to put a crazy flat spot in my rim. Okay, so we're gonna batch tighten these ones. 2 right there. These 3 need to get batch tightened. You can just have the bike shop do this too. Honestly, if I took this rim to the bike shop, they'd probably be like, oh bro, you need to get a new rim, all this stuff. Man, this rim is really messed up though. See, the other thing is sometimes you need to loosen this side. So if it's hitting over there, I might need to loosen these ones right up in here. Okay, so it's hitting over here. These ones are pretty tight, man. So that's the only other option I can think of is I need to loosen these ones so it pulls the rim. So it's loosening this and it's going to push more pressure on that side. So since it's hitting right here, I'm going to loosen this batch right here. So we're going to loosen these ones. And they're super tight, actually. So I do need to loosen these. Getting the hop out of the rim is definitely a hard thing to do. It's like very tedious, and I think I just bent that. Oh, I just messed up that nipple right there. I'm gonna have to replace that. But this is why we do it without the tire, because you can't see really how to get the hop out without taking the tire off. And I need to replace this nipple right here. I just messed it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this little piece of tape on this thing because I just messed up this spoke. So this spoke right here, I just messed up. We got to replace that now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this out. This spoke's really messed up. I might have to vice grip it off. Or actually, you know what? I might have to even cut this. I might have to cut this spoke out. Because this nipple's stripped right here. Let's see if I could vice grip this out. This is also another thing that can occur. Sometimes you can tighten your spoke too much. So what I might have to do is I might have to even cut this spoke out. But we're gonna try and vice this nipple off because I can't grip it anymore because I literally tightened the spoke so much that And then how we use the vice grip is I'm gonna get it to where, you know, it's very snug on there. That's too much, maybe like right there. And we're just gonna do little turns. Oh wait, that's not even gonna work. I'm gonna have to just cut this spoke off. Fudge. This is sketchy, but this is how we're gonna do it. Oh my goodness, I'm scared this thing's gonna just break in front of me. I should probably be wearing glasses or something. I think it's working. This is the ghetto way to get a strip nipple off. Come on, buddy. I think I'm gonna have to cut the spoke, darn it. I thought it was gonna work. I don't know if it is. I wonder if there's a tool that they use. I bet the bike shops, they just cut it. They probably just cut it. They have so many spokes that they can just, you know, get away with just doing that. But I'm trying to save the spoke because, you know, I don't want to get another one. And it's working. Just trying to get the darn nipple off. The hardest way to probably get it off, but it's stripped, so fortunately I have to vise it. And the thing is, I would just get a screwdriver and screw it out, right? Because that's what you normally do. But the thing is that the spoke is poking through, so I can't catch it with the screwdriver. But it's actually working. I'm surprised. It's actually working. Oh, I can almost screw it out. I just gotta do it just a little bit more. I've actually never done this before, with the vise anyway. I was thinking it was gonna work. Just takes forever. I guess that's a way. If you strip your nipple of this and you want to salvage the spoke, you don't want to cut it and, you know, put a new one. This is a way you can get it off. It just takes a really, really long time. Well, let's see if I could use the needle nose pliers. Needle nose pliers and just, there we go. Boom. Bro, it actually worked. We can salvage the spoke. The first time I've ever vised a strip spoke out. I actually didn't think it was gonna work. Okay, so now we have enough grip that we can use a screwdriver, and we can just screwdriver the rest of it out. So this is something that can happen. So if it occurs to you, be warned, it could happen to you. Oop. Okay, so this is actually what happened. See, I stripped out, this spoke was so tight that I literally stripped out this, the metal. I was trying to loosen it. And sometimes these spoke nipples are made out of some sort of alloy, right? And sometimes if it's just too tight, this thing's really old too. So this tool right here is pretty old. So this thing might be getting worn out too. But this thing was just so tight, I used this and it stripped it out. So what you can do, what I did just then, is I just used these vice grips and slowly viced it to where you can get your screwdriver and then screw out the rest of the nipple. And so what we're going to do is we're going to find another one and replace it with it. I'll be right back. I think I have it. But I ain't finding another nipple. Oh well. Let's just take it out of this room again. Man, at that point I should have just... I thought I had some more nipples somewhere, but I can't find any. Well, like in a bag or something, but I guess we're just going to salvage one off of this wheel. So let's find one, make sure it fits. Make sure it fits on this thing. We're going to pick this one. Oh, perfect. Okay, so we're just going to screw it off with a screwdriver. Sweet! And we're going to put it on that spoke that I just messed up the nipple on. We're going to replace it. It's very tedious and laborious, but we did all that work just to replace this one little part. Put it on here. Come on, buddy. There we go. This one up. I think this spoke's too long, to be honest. Oh, okay, there we go. All that work just to replace that darn spoke. No worries. Okay, let's see, where were we at? Okay, we need to figure out how to get this hopped out, man. This hop is terrible. Okay, so it's touching on this side. There doesn't seem to, there doesn't appear to be a bend in the rim right here. These ones are super tight right here. So that means that I need to loosen this side right here. It's touching over here. I need to loosen these spokes right here. And they're super tight actually, so. Because if you do batch tighten that other side, it's going to tighten these ones inevitably. People are watching me true a wheel, huh? I think that this would be kind of boring for people. Okay, so it's hitting on this side right here. There does not appear to be a dent right here. And I also need to realign horizontally this rim as well, unfortunately. But we're going to try and do that after trying to get these hops out. Okay, so it's touching right here now. I need to loosen these spokes right up in here. Okay, they must be really, really tight up in here, and they are. We're going to loosen these ones just a little bit more. Man, truing a rim is a hassle, man. I guess it needs to be done though, so. I mean, that's why I did it right now, is because I haven't done it in so long, honestly. I'm just wondering how much this dent is affecting so many things. See this dent? It put a flat spot in my rim. Really tight? Oh, they are really tight. Okay. So sometimes if it's not hitting, you can kind of gauge to see if it's hitting or not hitting, right? And then you can gauge to see if these spokes are too tight, right? So from here to here, these spokes, if this is correct, these spokes are too tight. These 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, these 8 spokes in this batch right here are too tight. If that's correct, and they do, and it is correct because I can feel them, and it's crazy. It's crazy. You can feel the tension on all these spokes, right? So this batch right here, all these spokes are too tight, and you know what it's doing? It's pushing the rim down, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to quarter turn, loosen all these spokes right up in here. These batches right here. Sometimes if you just started doing it, you can use like pieces of tape and then tape which ones so you don't lose track. So we're gonna loosen these by a quarter turn. Darn hops, man. These darn hops out of my rim. Why? It's so hard with it's bent. So we're trying to at least fix it a little bit more. Okay, so what we're observing right here is there's another batch, and I don't see a bend in my rim right here. And it's not touching, it's actually pushing out right here. And these spokes right here from right here onward to right there. This batch are too tight. Let's loosen it. It probably seems completely ridiculous what I'm doing, right? But this is how you get a hop out of the rim. It's so laborious to get a hop out of a rim. But this is how you do it. And then the thing is that after we get the hop out of the rim, we're going to re-true it. You literally need to re-true the wheel after, or you need to re-true the wheel that way once you get the hop out. So that's the other ridiculous thing you got to do. So, and this is why normally people just take it to the bike shop. Man, that one was super tight. Do that one a little bit more. Okay, let's see. These darn hops, man. This is probably why I haven't been landing some of these tricks. See, that's the thing you also have to put into consideration, right? If you have this wheel true, right, you can only assume that it's going to make you more consistent, right? Especially if you're doing like a balance trick, right? I should have trued this wheel way long ago. I guess today was the day I had to do it because it's really messed up. But we actually did fix a lot of these hops. These hops are actually, it used to be like, now it's actually starting to even out. But it just takes a really long time to do it. Okay, so it's hitting right here. So it's hitting the rim. It's hitting these things right here. It's hitting this thing right here. So that means that we need to tighten these 3 spokes. And when we tighten these 3 spokes, it's going to put pressure on the rim and it's going to push the rim a little bit more down. But also we have to take into consideration that this is where the bend is in the rim, where I bent my rim. So this could just be, you see, this is also what you have to do. So if you bent your rim, you have to look and take into consideration, is that just the flat spot from the bend? And I actually think that's just the flat spot, because I bent this rim down and there's a gnarly bend right here. So there's actually a flat spot right up in here. You can't really tell, you can't really see it, but I can see it. And sometimes you have to take into consideration, is that flat spot just the pinnacle of where the apex of that right there? But I think I'm gonna try it. We're gonna tighten these two or three spokes right up in here. See what happens. Okay, we're gonna tighten these 3 spokes, these 3 ones right here. See what happens. Hopefully it balances it out or something. Well, that one was loose, so that definitely looser anyway. Probably helped it. It's kind of weird actually. You can kind of like, you can actually feel the spokes. That's the weird thing. I bet somebody could just true a rim without even looking at that stuff. You could probably just true it just by feeling it out, right? But that would be crazy. But I'm pretty sure you could do that, because that's the thing, is if you start gauging, if you could see that gauge, you can actually feel all the tensions of the spokes, and you can kind of like feel it out. Okay, so it's hitting right here. It's hitting on this one, starting with that one. Okay, so these 3 spokes right here need to get tightened. And it's going to push the rim down a little bit more that way. And let's just feel it out. Oh yeah, see, you can feel it, that they're a little loose. So it's very interesting, right? You can kind of like feel where you need to do it. I kind of want to tighten this one, but I don't know. Yeah, I might as well just tighten it just a little bit. Okay, it's getting a little bit more true. Okay, so it's hitting right here. I need to tighten some of these spokes. Boom. Okay, so we're going to tighten this white one up until this black one. This batch right here needs to get tightened. This thing's really messing it up. I mean, honestly, what I should probably do is not even look at this thing right. I'm probably going to have to just totally just not even think about this part, because this is where the bend is. And just try and just make sure I can get the hops out of all this. But the thing is, I'm wondering if I bent any more of this rim. Because that's the other thing, is sometimes if your rim's so bent, it's kind of just like... trying to feel it, see if it's bent. I'm just going to maybe just try and take the hops out of this sector. Because that's the pinnacle. I think that's the flat spot right there. Okay, so I could get this one though. Okay, so I need to tighten it, starting with this white spoke up until this black spoke. Okay, so it's that same batch right here, right? So since these ones are actually kind of tight right now, we have to think, okay, so it's this batch right here, and it's pushing, these are already tight, so we have to think that these spokes right here might need to get loosened. Because then it's going to loosen this one, and it's going to push the rim that way. So we need to batch loosen these ones right here. And see, we can see where the tension's going, right? That's basically what we're doing. We're just seeing where the tension is. So if this is correct, which I'm pretty sure it is, I need to loosen these spokes right up in here. And they are. And that's the case, because these are really tight. Yeah, I can like literally like almost hear, you can almost hear the rim just like. I guess I'm going to loosen this first. Okay, so we're trying to just not even think about this part because I think I keep messing it up right there, but anyway. Okay, so we fixed it just a little bit more. Okay, we can see actually one spot right here. It's getting pushed down too much right here. So, and you can see that there's actually a good amount, a good difference. You can see the difference. So that means that from right here, yeah, these ones are too tight. And so that side, and it's very, very tight right there. It's too tight. So let's batch loosen these. Sometimes you need to loosen this one a little bit more if you can kind of feel them out. And this one is way too tight. And that's why it's pushing that rim down. So we're going to batch loosen these ones a little bit more on this side because you can feel the tension. Let's do this a little bit. Just And that's the thing, sometimes you just gotta like feel it out, right? Okay, so let's see. And the other thing is sometimes what you have to do too, so after you true your rim, it's good to take the wheel out and then bit, like kind of put pressure on the rim itself so it settles all in. Because these spokes are also, well, these spokes are pretty old, so they're already stretched out. But that new spoke I put in is probably stretching out a little bit, and sometimes that messes things up. So right now we're trying to just get these hops out. A little bit more. And we actually fixed it quite a bit. I'm pretty surprised. Okay, so I'm just so, this is just totally messing me up, this bend right here, and I'm like tripped out on it. I'm like trying not to think about that side too much. Okay, so right there. So from this white spoke to the black spoke. These ones right here, we need to tighten them. So we're gonna tighten these 4 spokes right here. And let's just feel, yeah, see they're kind of, actually, I mean, they're still pretty tight. That's the thing. I guess we could try a bit more. We might have to loosen these ones. This one, probably just these couple spokes right up in here need to get tightened. I wonder how long it takes for other people to true around. It'll take some way less time. I wonder if you actually had a legit like truing stand, I wonder how much better it is. Boom, man, we almost got it down. Just that little bit right there, man. That means I'm gonna have to maybe loosen these spokes. Let's feel these spokes. Yeah, these spokes. Okay, that's tight. That's tight. So let's feel these spokes. Okay, yeah. So these ones need to get tightened. Just a little bit. I guess what I'm going to do, and that's the thing, is not, now we're just, okay, so we actually fixed it quite a great deal, because it was like, but now when I see it, I mean, it is still like that, but it's way less hoppy now, so. So now what I'm going to do is, now I'm trying to figure, now we're just doing like minute little changes, okay? So we're just doing like, now I'm just gauging, is the rim going too far down? Those spokes are too tight. We're going to loosen those. Is it just barely hitting? We're going to tighten those ones. And it's just kind of like this push and play kind of thing right now. These spokes are too tight up in here. Either one side. This side's too tight. one. Okay, these 3 spokes. Let me tighten them. Oh, it's really loose. That's probably doing it right there. Boom. Man, we're fixing it. Good deal now. It seems like you're not really doing anything, right? But the thing is that all these little things. Oh, wow. What the heck? That's what got my rim. I mean, that's what popped my tire right there. Oh, that's what popped my tire. I have a sharp edge right there. I'm glad I looked. I'm glad I felt that. Let's go file that down. So we just found a sharp edge. This is actually where my spoke broke. I had a nipple break, and the spoke broke through and actually bent this piece of metal. It's leaving a sharp edge right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna file this down. Man, we're finding all sorts of things wrong with this wheel, man. This is my main wheel, too. Like, it's ridiculous how messed up this wheel was. This wheel was really, 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 really messed up, dude. Like, this really needed some, like, tuning up, man. So it's really, really tight up in here. Because I've already tightened these pretty greatly. Yeah. So that means I need to loosen this side down over here. We need to loosen some of these spokes. Yes. Yep, we need to loosen these ones. You know, that's the thing, is it would be way easier just to take this to the bike shop and just be like, hey man, can you chew this wheel? You know, but I actually don't even know how much it would cost for somebody to chew a wheel up, right? Gosh, it keeps hitting on that one part right there. I don't know why. Right there. Can I tighten these anymore? Like, it's so weird because these are already kind of tight. I mean, I guess we could try to tighten it a little bit more. See, it's barely hitting now. See, you know it's working because it was just scraping on that. Now it's barely just almost hitting it. Okay, so that means some of these spokes are a little bit too tight. These ones right up in here, I need to loosen. Yep, these ones are too tight. I think there's even a gauge. They make a spoke tension gauge too. And that's the crazy thing. Like, some people like if you're doing like the Tour de France or something like that, They're probably doing some crazy bike maintenance, dude. They probably have every single tension of every one of these spokes down, which is crazy, man. Think about. Man, is this? I think this nipple's messed up right here. I think I might have to replace this one right here. Oh, it is messed up. Darn. Yep. I'm gonna have to, let's replace this nipple. This one's already stripped out. I think this spoke is really, really tight. I think this one's been messed up for a while, actually. So we're gonna do the vice grip method. Let me put this tape on the spokes right now. I'm just gonna do it right now because that's the thing is like once you put your tire on, or once I put my tire on, it's like I kind of don't want to even touch this thing anymore. So I'm just doing it all right now. Because that's the thing is you can make adjustments with the tire on, right? It's just it just becomes a hassle. Can't get it minutely fixed. What spoke? Okay, this nipple right here is messed up. I think I over-tightened the spoke, which actually makes sense because it was too tight right here. So this spoke right here, this nipple actually got messed up. I can't even loosen it. So we're gonna do the vice grip method, and we're gonna try and take this until I can loosen that thing up. Wait, oops. Yeah, so I have to loosen this one. Go. I think I have enough to use this the screwdriver and get the rest out of this. Come on. I think I need to get a new spoke wrench. I think this is actually the only spoke wrench I've ever had, but I'm wondering if they you need to get new ones. I wonder if you start stripping out your nipples after a while. You get your spokes too tight. But at least we can salvage this spoke. Come on, buddy. There you go. Come on. I'm gonna go around. So this one got all stripped out. Threads are still good. It's just this outer part's made out of a different metal, and I don't know. I'm wondering if this was just a cheap nipple. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna harvest one of these on this wheel. Let's harvest a salvaged part. Just make sure it fits on here. Let's harvest this one. Harvest, 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 harvest. I'm actually wondering, do people actually do they get all of the hops out and then they re-true it, or do they get a little bit of the hops out, re-true it, and then do the hops out again? I actually don't know, because I think from what I was told, they do the hops, or you true it first one time, you get the hops out, and then you re-true it again, right? But I'm wondering, do other people do a little bit of both? They kind of just, you know, do it all at the same time, or I don't really know actually. We replaced that one. A lot of these actually, that's the other thing, is a lot of these nipples actually needed to get replaced, and I just didn't do it because I was just lazy. And that's the thing, is that sometimes when this stuff happens, it messes up, because it's like then because that's what was actually going on, is I was skipping some of these because some of the nipples all messed up, but just fixing it all over right now. Okay, let's get back to getting this hops out. Yeah, it's weird that people are actually watching this. Normally people don't even watch my stream. Spokes are too tight up in here. They are too tight. Right here. Let's try these ones. These ones definitely need to get tightened. You know what? I should be watching a video on this too, just in case I'm doing this wrong. Let's watch a video on this. Might as well, huh? I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm doing it right, but now I'm thinking about it. Am I doing this wrong? How to true a, or maybe there's a better way. How to true a hop out of a wheel.
The extra thick, heavy-duty cloths trap all kinds of dust, dirt, and hair on contact. See you, dust. And Swicker partners with the American Lung Association to support clean air.
Bicycle wheels are a critical part of your ride. They never spin straight, round. Important part.
There we go. We can watch it together.
Welcome to part 3 of our wheel truing series, radial truing. That's the up and down or egg-shaped aspect of a spinning wheel. Before we get into this, we should check out how a wheel works when we lay out the concepts of wheel truing, the structure of a wheel, and you're also going to need lateral or side-to-side truing, which is part 2. The wheel of the bicycle is a hoop with a set of spokes that connect it to a hub. Spokes are pulling on the rim from both the right and left side. Wheel truing is the process of using the spoke wrench to change the spoke tension to improve the runout or spinning straightness and roundness of the wheel. It is this tightening and loosening of spokes that we will use to manipulate spoke tension and true our wheels. Let's take a look at some common tools and get set up to begin truing. First, we need to hold the wheel steady as it spins. One way to do this is to use a truing stand like these from Park Tool. These are common in bike shops and adjust to many different hub widths and different wheel diameters. Truing stands help isolate wheel truing problems and allow for easier and faster work when truing. If you don't have a truing stand, you can use the bike to hold the wheel. The wheel should be able to spin freely, such as by putting it in a repair stand. We need a stationary indicator that will help find radial deviations. The truing stand has these indicator fingers that can be moved up and down as well as in and out from the rim to help us easily find these deviations. If you are truing in the bike, you can make an indicator by attaching something to the frame like a zip tie. These can be moved up and down to help show radial deviations as the wheel spins in the frame. We'll also need a way to turn the nipple at the end of the spoke. We increase tension by turning the nipple or the nut of the spoke system. Looking at the nipple from the outside of the rim, we will turn it clockwise to tighten and counterclockwise to loosen. When working on a truing stand, however, we perceive the nipple is upside down, so this direction is tightening the nipple. When working in the bike, the nipple is right side up, and this is tightening the nipple. Spoke wrenches come in a variety of different sizes to fit different size spoke nipples. It is important to use the correctly sized wrench. A too larger wrench will give a sloppy fit that will likely lead to rounding out the corners and damaging the spoke nipple. If the bike wheel uses a common square-shaped nipple, best practice is to measure the wrench flats using a caliper. This gets you the wrench size that fits the nipple as snugly as possible. Otherwise, a multi-sided wrench, such as the SW7.2, fits the three most common square-shaped nipple sizes. There are many different sizes and even shapes for spoke nipples, which we cover in this article on spoke wrench selection at parktool.com. If your wheel has bladed or flat spokes like these, they can twist around as the nipple turns. You'll need something to hold the spoke to prevent this, like the BSH4 from Park Tool. When you begin truing, if the nipple seems hard to turn or they're creaky, they need to be lubricated. Put a drop of lubricant where the spoke exits the nipple and where the nipple exits the rim. Finally, if you're just beginning to learn wheel truing, it can be useful to take the tire off the rim. With the tire removed, the radial deviations you're looking for at the rim will be easier to see. Radial truing can be tricky, especially if you're just learning. Expect to go back and forth between radial corrections and the side-to-side or lateral corrections as you work your way around the wheel. Let's define the two basic radial deviations we're looking to correct. As the wheel spins, there is a radial deviation where a section of the rim seems to move inward or toward the hub. We call this a low spot.
All right, low spot.
These can be short, say across 2 spokes. Or these can extend longer, spanning 6 or more spokes. The other type of radial deviation is a high spot, where the section of rim moves away from the hub. Like the low spots, these high spots can span a short or long section of the wheel. The wheel, of course, can have a mix of both high and low spots. Because the rim is somewhat flexible, we tend to average out both until we get an acceptably round wheel.
Okay, let's watch this.
Install the wheel in a truing stand or back into the bike. Before beginning on radial deviations, check that the wheel is reasonably laterally true. If you are not familiar with this procedure, see this video.
We did that in the beginning.
Wheel truing here. It does not matter whether you are paying attention to the left or right edge of the rim sidewall. In fact, to keep things simple, pull one arm away and block it with a small hex wrench. Spin the wheel and adjust your indicator so that it's sitting below the outer edge of the rim, but not close enough to touch. If you're using a Park Tool truing stand, use the top of the indicator tip as your reference. Begin by locating the high spot by slowly moving the caliper arm upward until you see or hear it lightly contact the spinning rim. Isolate this high spot by slowly moving the rim back and forth through this area to see where it begins and ends. Correct this radial deviation by moving this section of the rim toward the hub. To make this correction, we're going to tighten spokes from both sides.
Okay, so I guess I already know how. Yeah, okay.
The left side.
That's exactly what I thought it
also
was.
pull the rim toward the hub. We can simulate what tightening will do by grabbing a spoke from the right and left side and squeezing and seeing that that section of rim is going to move toward the hub. For now, we'll give each of the high spot areas 1/2 of a complete turn. The rim is no longer rubbing, so the high spot was reduced. Now we repeat the process. Spin the wheel and continue to locate, isolate, and correct. You may also find longer high spots. This one seems to involve 5 spokes. To keep this simple, round down to 4 and tighten only 4. If the 5th spoke was needed to correct the high spot, it will show up again as you continue to locate, isolate, and correct. As you proceed, it can occur that there will be some lateral errors created as you correct the radial problems. Check that lateral true is acceptable about every 3 or 4 radial corrections.
Oh wait, I have to. Okay, so I have to.
Typically, it is best to begin your radial trimming with the high spots. After correcting these, the low spots won't look so low. Again, move the indicator below the rim, but not touching it. Spin the rim to locate the gaps between the rim and the indicator. Find that area where the gap looks the largest. Remember earlier what occurs when 2 spokes were squeezed. Watch the rim and note that as the spoke tension was relaxed, this section tends to move outward, away from the hub. Isolate the center of this low spot by moving the rim back and forth in this zone. The section of rim is pulled too close to the hub and needs to be moved away. In this zone, we have 2 spokes. Loosen each 1/4 turn. Move the rim back and forth through the low area to see if there is less of a radial problem. It may take a few attempts to see progress. Continue the process to locate, isolate, and correct. Again, check for lateral errors every few radial corrections.
Okay, so that means I have to keep looking at the lateral. That's what I haven't been doing. So I guess he just does it all at the same time. Which is still pretty true, I'm sure he's Christ. Too tight on this side. Let's watch something. I'm gonna really try and true this thing up. See, I thought that's what it was. I mean, that's the only thing I was doing wrong is I wasn't making sure I was keeping it true in the middle. I mean, from side to side. Watch some rock climbing.
For the power of a deep cleaning minutes, try Mr. Clean Freak. Unlike bleach sprays, Clean Freak begins deep cleaning on contact with 3 times the cleaning power to break down tough messes in seconds. So it's perfect for stovetops, tough bathroom soap scum, and even stainless steel. Mr. Clean Freak.
Have you ever wondered what the hardest bowler on the kilter board is like? Probably not, but I have. So I decided to check it out, as well as a new 8A Plus V12, which is currently the hardest bowler in the gym. Okay, so I've looked for the hardest grade on the kilter board, and so far I've found 3 8B pluses. Out of those 3, I think bibliography looks the best. I've never tried this before, and I'm guessing that it's super, like I've never even tried 8B on a kilter board before. And this is 8B plus, only 1 ascent. And that's Alexander Megos while he was training for bibliography in the roots. So he probably set this is probably like specific to that style. At least you have good start holes, 2 big jugs. Then, so the blue holds you can hold, the yellow are only for the feet, green is a start hold, and purple is a top hold. So I guess you have to reach all the way from here to this thing, and this is a terrible hold. And maybe intermediate here, and then just jump out this pinch, and mashing this pinch is very hard. I guess you have to even flip it like that and go like that. Take this, and then pull out, double dyno to the last 2 holes. Like when I touch the holes now, I don't even understand how this is possible. But that's the point of this session, to just try really hard. Because I never really try anything this hard. The hardest thing I've tried on the kilter board is 8 plus. I've never even tried 8B. I'm actually surprised, when I looked it up, I thought there would be some 8Cs and 8C pluses, maybe there are, but I couldn't find any in the app. So this is the hardest. But I did it up to there though, that was, I actually didn't expect to do that move. So now I'm going to focus on the match part. Look at that last move, you have those 2 holes, and then you just kind of dyno from those 2, which is a very awkward position. And up to the jugs. That, for me, seems like the hardest moves. But we'll see. Oh, that's hard. Oh. Damn, it's hard. It's like I was so optimistic when I could do the first 2 moves. This is just like incredibly hard. Is that even... I don't understand how that's humanly possible. Like, I wish there was a video of it or something. If there is a video of this, please send it to me. I really want to watch how this is done. Incredible how hard that is. You can't even begin to understand how you move from that position.
Can it be like a different meta, or is it?
There's not really any other way of doing it. There's no way across to this. That's the thing with these, like, boards, that it's not so technical. So I don't think there is any trick to this. It's just stupidly hard.
Dude, I actually fixed this rim so much. This rim was so out of true, bro. Wow.
The thing about a bowl like this is that there's not that many tricks to it. I feel like the only way I can do it is just if I got stronger. I'm using the jug just to get into the position. And even that, I can't believe, like, this is so hard.
Nice.
I'm completely stuck. I'm gonna try for the ground again though. So the best way to get stronger at a specific move is just to try that move over and over again. If you give it enough full-hearted attempts, your body will prepare and get stronger for next time. There's absolutely no exercise in the world that will help you improve. this is the other one. This one is super hard. That's a neck, super hard. B14 as well. Somehow, like it looks a lot more straightforward, but it looks so hard as well. So out of the two, I actually prefer the other one. So this one has 2 ascents. Let's switch back to bibliography though. And I'm gonna try a little bit more. This is not the only project I have. I also have one project downstairs, an 8K plus that I have not done, that I want to try. But I thought it'd be cool to have like a project on this wall. I don't know if this is the right project for me because that last move just feels impossible. It feels like we'll have to get like twice as strong to do it. But it's fun to just like work hard props and I don't know, check out the moves. Check out what's like humanly possible. I'm just gonna work it again. So I'm gonna start from the beginning and then work every single move. How does it look behind the camera?
It looks impossible, but I can definitely see that your boulder shape is good.
Which is why it's like extra humbling, you know? When you feel strong and you feel like you have no chance at something. I don't even know what to try, you know? One last time. I really hope that someone can send me a video of how this is done. This is incredible. It's like the most impressive thing ever to do this boulder. So this green one is the hardest boulder in the gym right now, and I have not done it. I've not actually been close to doing it, and I wanted to show you the working process because I think there's a lot more to learn from watching me work on a problem than to just cruise a lot of easy problems, which is what I usually do. I don't know if I'm going to do it today. I don't think so, but I have been feeling really strong lately, so maybe.
Want a worry-free way to kill bugs? Zemo, people-friendly, bug-deadly.
Why is it still just high up in here? I don't understand.
So high point actually, I've gotten that before, but never in the next one. So often I say that I'm in bad shape, but right now I feel like I'm in pretty good shape actually, and it still feels hard. It feels so slippery now, I don't know why. I immediately felt like I grabbed it and then it kind of almost slipped. So I just like let go, which is a bit cowardly, but I don't have that many tries, so I want to make sure that every try is a good try. That is hard though. I don't know if I can do it that way. I need to keep my feet on somehow. I don't know if you saw it, but I used the bolt hole on the bench or the layback thing, which is kind of ugly, but it's allowed, and I need all the help I can get on that move. And my skin right now, it feels very like it's almost like glass. You know, it's like too dry, so I feel like I'm just dry firing off everything, and that's because I've had a couple of rest days now. So I feel like I just have to like start climbing a little bit, and then it's gonna get a little bit thinner, and there's gonna be a little bit of moist, because you want a little bit of moist. If it's too dry, everything is gonna feel like glass.
Well, I definitely fixed it a great deal, for sure.
Once I get there, I don't want to mess
So,
up.
I mean, I don't know how much. I mean, if I really wanted to, I could just go full on minute level, but I think this might be the best.
So if I only stick that move, I'm gonna get it. So the next video is probably gonna be from the US, I think, and I have a lot of fun things planned. So I guess this is gonna be like the last video from Norway in a while, which is also why I want to do this green problem, because otherwise I think it's gonna be gone for the next time I film here. It's kind of ironic that when I say that I feel super strong, I don't do anything. I haven't done a single bowler today. But I'm trying a really hard bowler, so I think it's better for me to try really hard and not succeed than to do every bowler. I think I'm gonna end it. So 4 days later, I went back to try the green again, and I did not really feel any stronger, but I was hoping that all my previous attempts would pay off. Because as I mentioned earlier, if you exhaust yourself on a move or a sequence and then give your body some time to rest, it's crazy how much stronger your body can get in only a few days. Climbers will refer to this as muscle memory. But this yellow problem is very different. Technical problems like this can go from impossible to possible in only a session. And I gotta say, even though it's only rated 7A+, it's one of the hardest slabs I've tried in a long time. I tried a lot of different methods, but this sequence was the only way for me to do this. A really cool problem. These types of bowlers feel more like a choreography or a trick on a skateboard, where it's more about figuring out how they're done, and it helps having done a lot of similar bowlers. I think for me, as cheesy as this might sound, it's less about thinking and more about feeling. I usually don't think much when I climb. It's more just intuition. So afterwards, I decided to try the green again, and this was my first attempt.
Well, I think this is probably the truth if I'm going to be able to get this rim.
Today it felt like it fit
with these bumps on it.
the footage, I was happy with how my heel looked like it was touching the pink hold. So I decided to try it again. It felt just as easy this time, and it just goes to show that you should never be discouraged to try something you might think is too hard for you. As long as you're strong enough to try the moves, the body will adapt and get stronger. Or injured, which is why you should also listen to your body, because often your body will try to warn you before something bad happens. And that was it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.
Sure.
I think we're done. Man, that took a long time. Oh my goodness, did that take a long time, bro? My hands are raw. I think that, I mean, it's not completely perfect, but it's way, way better than it was. It's probably the closest I'm going to get it. It's just weird because some of the up and down one, I have so many spots that are just like bent, right? So I think, but overall, I mean, that's way better than it was. I wonder if I should just keep messing with it. I mean, I guess I could just keep really trying to true it up. Just these flat spots right here from where I bent this rim. It's kind of messing me up. It's kind of tripping me out. Let's see, okay, there's that one. Let's ride. Let's get it all going now. Oh, that took way too long. That was ridiculous. But I guess I needed to do that. Okay, let's put this rim strip on. Oh. Maybe I should be doing this to my front wheel too. Wait, was there a reason why I didn't use this rim strip? Hopefully there wasn't. This rim strip's not messed up. I don't think it is. Come on. Fit on here. Boom. So lately I've been using the rim strip, but I've also been having to tape it over. Since it doesn't want to stay in the middle. I actually think this might work. Let's put some tape just in case. And put one layer of tape just in case. What is this? I guess we might as well just watch it, huh? I don't even know what it is. Some sort of rock climbing video.
I'm in a very different environment today. We are at the Cotswold Outdoor British Bouldering Championships, which is a bit of a mouthful. But we're up on the stage, ahead of the qualification round, in front of the qualification box, and I've got my shoes on, and I've got chalk, and we're going to try and climb them. I've enlisted Jamie and Ricky here behind me, trying women's one, but the idea is that we're just going to try them. We've got Nathan behind the camera. Feeling fairly warm. We warmed up in like the warm area behind. But I'm going to stop rambling now because like Ricky's like, so you should watch that. The British Bouldering Championships is the UK's national yearly competition, and it sees 120 of some of the best men and women compete for a chance to be crowned the British Bouldering Champion. This year, I managed to somehow convince the British Mountaineering Council to let me have a go on the qualification boulders with my good friends Jamie, Ricky and Nathan before the qualification round started, so that's what you're about to see. But of course first we had to warm up, so let's head to isolation to do that. How are you feeling, Jamie?
I'm excited.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is amazing.
How do you rate your like competition climbing?
Usually not very good with the whole being watched. I'm far too self-conscious, which doesn't go well with nerves and adrenaline, but this is amazing.
I got this. Say no to pesky projects. Say yes to Loctite.
I don't think you have to be a certain standard then to the BBCs, do you?
No, but you could.
You do?
Already entered.
No. So like, could have. Well, we have entered. I mean, if I score highly, I'm mistaken in favour for semis.
Have you seen the blocks?
Not particularly, just a very small glance.
Yeah.
Um,
But based on the small glance, do you think you can get to the top of one?
I don't think I could start any.
No, me neither.
The starts just look.
Yeah. They look very comp style, I imagine.
Which is, yeah. Which is, it is a comp, so I assume
That's
that is
what
why.
you think, yeah.
But no, comp climbing is not really my style.
No.
Just enjoying climbing rather than being competitive is much better.
I have it on authority from the route setters that the blocks go women's, men's, women's, men's, women's, men's, women's, men's, till the end. And then we start off on the easier ones, and then they get progressively harder.
Go beast mode.
Oh, Ricky. Yeah! Nearly.
Yeah, stand up as you go. And then really throw yourself on.
Feels like my ankle flexibility is.
Definitely a flexy one.
Oh, yeah.
Go on, Nate.
Yeah.
Go on.
Straight up to that one, like, really.
You're a lot more on top of it than what we were.
That's actually quite good, like, flat foot there, falling and slowly to cover.
Yeah. Go on.
Your face is just like, I don't think you speak it, I don't know.
Give it some.
Go on.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
I think that has got chalk on it, that little. Yeah, nice, Jamie. Come on, come on. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, nice. Come on, come on. Had to use that wall a bit. Yeah. Go on. Go on. Use that flexi.
It'd be good if I'd warmed up, I think. That's the
Yeah. Go on then, Jamie. Not a beater to read on this one. Nice, Jamie, come on. Yes, love it. That's a nice, mate. I like the read on that.
We'll see.
I think, should I take...
Yeah. Yes. Okay. What do you think of the level so far, Ricky?
Way above my climbing grade, for sure. Or it's just not my style.
And these are the easier ones.
These are the easier ones. And yeah, they're not easy. They're not quite as aggressive as I thought.
Go on, Hannah. Go on.
So that's men's one. So like the easier boulder for the men. Which Jamie's making good progress on. Yes, Jamie, go on.
Go on. Yeah. Go on.
I think it's the same move again.
I like the read on the dynamic movement. Is that natural, or are you like thinking it's going to be that kind of stuff because it's a comp?
Yeah, I think so. Quite fortunate to have Ben Reed and Ben Preston, who obviously work at my local gym. And they're on the, well, Ben's on the, Ben Preston's on the comp scene, so he sets quite compy stuff. It's pretty good. I think the level so far is like, it's good. It's like a good 7A, 7A plus, 7B maybe, which is about right for qualifiers. That one I really like. That one's not quite my jam.
There's no, the way you did this first move was a nice foot, but to do the same thing for the second, there's no.
Oh, feels so much better.
Solid. What a wingspan.
Albatross.
So you should definitely read.
Go on, Nate.
Yeah, nice.
Go on. Yes, Nate, come on. Get it. Go on.
I'm done. Okay. Some wingspan beater there. I wonder. I'd be interested to see if any of the men do that. Has anyone got the wingspan? I've got the wingspan of a mighty sparrow.
Comfort. It all starts with snuggle.
Thanks.
Did it feel like it might go?
Maybe, like, that would be maybe like 20, 30 goes, maybe, just to get that move.
Finally start riding again.